Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to another day of building this house. Yeah, another day of pouring concrete, forming stuff up, and finishing stuff up. And another day of stainless steel hand railing being worked on. And if you didn't catch that, you must be blind. Because yes, that is a girl here doing that TIG welding. Yeah, pretty young lady here doing that. I think that is really, really cool. In fact, I think it's so cool that there's a girl here working. I'm gonna fire all the guys and I'm gonna hire an all-girl crew because it's a whole lot better on my eyes than looking at that. But I know what'll happen. I'm gonna tell these guys I'm gonna hire all girls. All my same crew will show up just wearing wigs and dresses. Woo! Boy, now that'll be some bad video. Nice, beautiful day here. It's an absolutely gorgeous day. Up here, we're doing a little chipping, getting that concrete where it'll get a good bond. And that bond's real important. When that concrete can also grab each side with that friction right there, that is also important, just like it is for those steel pins, those dowels going into that. It also makes a big difference on how things hold together. It's a real big difference. You put two really rough surfaces together, they can't slide because you got all the pieces of aggregate intertwine and mix, and it keeps from a slip. But you put two surfaces together that are really smooth and only doweled, well, the dowel is taking all the movement then, and the two surfaces can slip with each other. And trust me, it happens on microscopic levels. But you roughen that up and deeply pit that, now those two surfaces are bonded together and you can't get any movement, and the dowel's not taking all the load then. So I hope that's a good little lesson for you right there. Very important to chip that up. And so that's exactly what Joel and Jerry-san are here doing right now. Let me zoom up here and I'll show you a little bit of it. You see it's getting a good deep chip in that. Now I had a viewer to ask me a very good question concerning this home. And he'll know who he is, and it may be more than one of you, but I've had one particular viewer, I think he's asked me a couple times now. And I replied to him in the comments, but I want to put it on video in case you didn't read the comments, which I always encourage you to go read others' comments, because outside of this video, we exchange a lot of information in the comment section. Somebody asked me a very valid question. I take time to answer it. Somebody asked me a question that I just answered that in the video. I'm going to skip it. Apparently you didn't watch the video good. You just glanced and wrote a comment. So nevertheless, let's address his question. He asked me if all of my walls are 4 inches thick. See this? This is 4 inches thick. He asked me, are all my walls cast 4 inches thick? And my answer to him was no. This wall right here where they're working at with the staircase, this wall is 6 inches thick. I'm sure you can see the difference. See here? See my hand? See here? See my hand? This wall right here, up to this beam, only up to this beam, you see this beam right here, this section of the wall was poured 6 inches thick. Then let's go over here. under the staircase, this wall right here under the staircase. Right here. There's the front wall and the side wall. It is also 6 inches thick. Actually, I think it's even 7 inches thick. But once again, only up to that beam right there. Only up to the beam. Now, the reason being is because there's pre-planning. That's why you want to pre-plan things, not just go about things all willy-nilly. And you need to pre-plan. Well, I always knew there's going to be a staircase coming in here. I always knew that we're going to need to attach into it, and we're most likely going to drill it and dial it, okay? So, there's important factors to come in on that. I don't want to be just chipping deep in and drilling into a 4-inch thick wall only for that. I don't want to do that. Then the next thing is over here on this wall, on this side, right on the other side of it, let's come around the corner here. This is that wall. And what's inside of that wall? The wall is embedded plumbing. And I have some places here opened up in the wall where you can see it. There's a PPR pipe. There's a PPR pipe. See this PPR pipe coming out here and here and a drain? Here's a PPR pipe. The staircase, zoom out. Staircase is landing up there and it's coming down and around and over here to the other side. I didn't want to take the chance of drilling a dowel and hitting into our plumbing. No way whatsoever. Those pipes are going straight up the wall right here and right there. So, because we're drilling in to that concrete, we're dialing into that concrete and all, we're putting additional load on that concrete with the staircase, I pre-planned and poured this wall thicker. And there is your reason why right there. Now, there's a pretty slim chance of us drilling all the way through and hitting that. But that's where, switch camera. But that's where you need to also be smart. And when you do drill, set a limit on your drill bit. Now, one of the things you can do is say, you know from your steel how thick you are on that side. And you don't want to over drill. You could just get carried away and just like, hey, I'm going to drill for gold in the wall. Let me find a drill bit here. So one of the things that you can do on your masonry bits, any drill bit, this is just common practice. You can do drilling wood, drilling anything. You don't want to drill too deep, mark it. And the best way to mark it is get some electrical tape. I don't have any here handy right now. And know how deep you want to drill. So say you want to drill 2.5 inches, put your roll of tape at that mark right there. When you drill in, when you hit your tape, stop. You now have drilled deep enough. That goes same even on wood or metal bits. Same thing. Mark it how deep you want it and stop. For instance, here's a really great for instance in that, okay? Vince, the subscriber from Texas City that's working on his house over here in Oton. Vince borrowed a paddle bit from me to bore into some wood. And when he returned it, it had tape on it. You see that? I told him, don't worry about peeling that tape off. Leave it on there. I might peel it loose and slide it up or lower another time for the same thing. See, Vince, he knows this. Vince marked how deep he needed to bore his hole and stop it. Because he was also doing countersinking to put some bolts in a wall, and he wanted to countersink them in, some lag bolts. Well, right there. He set his depth. He bored this bit in, how deep, and he stopped it. So there's a little bit of tips right there that may help some of you out. Explain why there are some walls that are thicker and why walls are standard, and that will hopefully help you. Well, it's just after our first break. It's about 10:30. I ate an early lunch. Boy, Melinda made chicken curry and she grilled some fish. Just went ahead and ate lunch now. And then when they take their lunch later, I'm going to spend that time to edit a video out and not have to deal with it this evening. I want to enjoy my evening here without sitting at a computer. The welding's continuing here too. She's coming back through here and she's TIG welding all of these up. You see that? And of course, you don't know they come back and they will grind this, and they will polish this out, and it'll be a nice, clean, smooth weld. She's up here working right now. I keep having to get in her way, going back and forth by. What's your name again?
Juvie.
Juvie? Ah, well, hello, Juvie. Say hello to everybody.
Hello.
She's doing a great job, too. I've been watching her work. Good little welds on there, really good. So coming inside right here, this is our first piece of form wood that goes underneath the staircase. You see we've got the shape right here cut out now on the side. We're soaking this with water right now to make it more soft to bend, be a little bit more pliable for the shape that we need underneath right there. Let's move on forward here and see what else is going on. Jerry-san is finishing up some chipping underneath here. You know, Jerry-san, I think it's just finished that one little spot right in front of you right there, and I think it's enough. Yeah. Yeah, I think you got it pretty good. Looks good, man. And so we'll be getting underneath here and forming. I want him to finish that up. I don't want to be walking on all that concrete chips and stuff, especially we're all just working in flip-flops and chanellas and flip-flops and sandals and all other names you want to call them. And so that's life here. That's life here. If I wanted to wear steel-toe boots and all of that nonsense, I'll still be in the USA. Did my time with that. I'm done with that. This is our home build with family and friends, and we just do it in a relaxed way.